Imagine this. You arrive home after a long, brutal journey across the ocean. But when you step ashore, your home is gone. Your friends, your wife, your child all vanished. No bodies, no smoke, no signs of a fight. Just one word: CROATOAN. That was the world Governor John White stepped into in 1590. And since then, no one has been able to say for sure what happened to the 117 people who simply disappeared. The Roanoke colony wasn't just a footnote in a textbook. These were real people, men, women, children. Families who dared to leave everything behind to build a new life in an unknown world. They were the first attempt at permanent English settlement in the Americas. But 3 years after they set sail, they were gone. No smoke rising from chimneys. No footprints in the mud. No graves. Just an abandoned fort, and a haunting silence that's echoed for over 400 years. And yet, the mystery of Roanoke might not be a dead end. In recent years, science has begun to whisper answers. In fragments of pottery, strange symbols on old maps, and even in strands of DNA. One of the most compelling clues comes not from the ground, but from blood. Researchers have found Native American families in North Carolina, particularly the Lumbee tribe, carrying genetic markers that trace back to 16th century English ancestors. The Lumbee have long claimed to be descendants of the lost colony. Their oral histories mention pale-skinned people who joined them generations ago. And their surnames? Many match the Roanoke colonists exactly. But let's go back to John White's map for a moment. In 2012, researchers using ultraviolet light discovered a hidden symbol beneath a patch on the map. A small, unmarked fort, located 50 miles inland at what's now called Site X. Why was it covered up? Was it a secret safe house? A relocation plan? Or something White didn't want anyone else to find? It's possible the settlers were under threat, from hostile tribes, disease, starvation. Maybe they decided to split up. Some could have sought shelter with friendly natives on Hatteras Island, the CROATOAN. Others may have pushed west toward inland territory, hoping to survive in smaller numbers. But what if they weren't just surviving? What if they were absorbed? For the Lumbee, this isn't legend, it's history. They tell stories of white-skinned ancestors, of strange tools passed down, of traditions that blend both English and indigenous roots. And they've lived in the same region for centuries, never moving far from where Roanoke once stood. They are, in many ways, living time capsules. And they may be the closest we'll ever get to meeting the lost colonists face to face. In Bertie County, near where the hidden fort was marked on the map, archaeologists discovered English artifacts from the right time period. A rapier hilt, copper eyelets, and fragments of 16th century ceramics. Not enough for a full colony, but enough for a few survivors. Enough for a second chance. For centuries, we were told that the Roanoke colonists vanished into thin air. But what if that's not the real story? What if they weren't lost, but rewritten? What if Roanoke didn't end in tragedy, but in transformation? History often forgets the survivors. It records what it understands and erases what it doesn't. But the descendants of Roanoke, if the DNA, oral stories, and buried artifacts are right, never disappeared. They just became something new. Not lost. Not gone. Just hidden in plain sight. The story of Roanoke is not over. Not buried in a book. It's in the ground. In our blood. In the stories passed from one generation to the next. And every year, new clues emerge. Pieces of a puzzle scattered across time and buried beneath centuries of silence. So the next time you hear the word lost, ask yourself this: what if we've been looking in the wrong place all along? Don't forget to subscribe to Across Time and Crime. More mysteries from history await.